Hey guys, this is DFD, aka Dark Frozen Depths, back with more Sengoku Providence. Now, they've done quite a bit of updates. I actually gotta scroll down and show those off. Now, there's an advanced training dojo, and this one is a very good one. I'm not sure that the Daruma is going to be in there at some point. I haven't even gotten that far. But there's 100 stages for this dojo, so it's going to be a long one, and we got 2 weeks to clear it. So that's a good thing. But the special thing about it is the fact that if you run through all 100 stages, you are guaranteed to have the materials for the 6-star Senki that they're giving out of there. So you might want to do that. If you can't, however, get through all of that, you also have another way to make her. I'll get to that later. There's also 3 new gachas that's going to be available at discounted prices. Now, the discount seems to be only for paid Magatama, not the free one. But we're not entirely sure about 2 of them just yet. The first one is only like a discount of 5 Magatama, even though it says 50%. That might be an error on their part, because it's like 40 Magatama normally. And I've also run that a few times. I've managed to get somebody new out of there, like 2 new 4 stars and a new 5-star. I gotta go upgrading them. But there's also another free Magatama that gives you a guaranteed 5-star. But it's this gacha, it takes 160. So if you haven't gotten the 400,000 points on this event yet, there's your chance to do that gacha if you manage to clear that point target. And speaking of the Rebellion event, they've updated it a little bit. Now when you go into it, there's a ranking board. I haven't gotten too far in the rankings because, as you can see, I'm not getting too many points. I'm probably getting my 100,000 and stopping. But currently, my ranking's within the top 200, which ain't bad. It's not bad. There's plenty of people that got the 80,000 mark or whatever. But when we go to the top place one, there are some people that actually are very, very try-hard. There's somebody that's actually cleared the 400,000 mark. But there's quite a few that's got 300,000, some that's got 200,000. Quite a few in the 100,000 mark. It's not that hard to rank up on this one, as it seems. Mainly because it's so hard to actually get points. But they've updated that. They've updated the gachas. We got a new dojo. That's a lot of good stuff. There's a full screen mode in here now. And then it says improve quality on the midnight visit thing. All they really did was uncensor it, which isn't that bad, considering that they shouldn't have been censored to begin with. This is the new Taki version, not the DMM version. But also, when you sip and do the dojo, it's not just that girl you get. As you can see with the cleared missions, you also manage to get other stuff along with the materials for that girl, which is multiple of herself. And it's how my Magatama shot up from practically 1 to 14, like I'm getting even more. But the other reason why I managed to get so much Magatama is that boosting up this girl counts as godification, and it's very easy to clear this godify quest now. Now's your chance to do it. You might want to do that. But the way of actually getting her up, there's 2 ways. First of which, well, they're both going to involve godifying her a lot. But first of which is the easiest, like, most hassle-free method. Because you're not going to have to spend no money or anything like that. And it's simply just to clear the dojo. Run all 100 floors and you get her. Simple as that. But the thing is, now, when you run these stages, you get rewards for clearing them and whatnot. And that's how you get the different star versions of her. And here's how you upgrade her. Combine 2 1-stars in order to make it 2-star. Combine 2 2-stars to make it 3-star. That's simple. Now from then on is where it gets complicated, because you need luck values for certain ones. and eventually you can sit and build out this 6-star. Now, I've calculated everything I could, and in order to actually create her from scratch, just from 1 stars alone, you need 108 of them. Obviously, they're not going to give you 108 straight up off the quest. But here's where it gets interesting. Now, say you can't clear all 100 stages, or you're just too lazy for it. Option number 2, and this is the first time you actually will need these, Senki points. Now, I managed to spend quite a bit of Senki points because I had close to, I think, 200,000. But click on the event reward thing. You get a 2-star version of her for every 5,000 and a 1-star version for every 2,500. Either way, the cost is going to run out the same. And you will need to spend roughly a total of 270,000 Senki points in order to actually build her from scratch just off of that. Now, if you truly want the best results, where you can't finish all the stages and all that, finish as many as you can, use Senki points for the rest. But the problem with getting Senki points is the fact that you're only going to get them one by one, and unless you manage to sell any of these girls you get from the gacha, which is right about here, I can actually get another one of them, but I have all of them already, so there's no point. But you can spend Senki points in order to save and get these girls too normally. But when you get them from the gacha, you can sell them off in order to get Senki points. You can do that with free or paid Magatama, but it's best with paid because, of course, you get more of them. Especially when you start getting guaranteed 5 stars like out of here. And also, this is a little misnomer. Just because of the fact that Roy's on the gacha picture doesn't mean you can get her. I was kind of thrown off a little bit by that myself. But yeah, you can get these girls too, sell them off. There's some new ones in there. This is the best thing to do with duplicates if you're not trying to like build up 2 copies just for the total war. That's what I'm going to do, just selling them off. Because I did get multiple Ieyasu just to sip and actually get like Guild War better. And because her leadership skill is pretty good. But also keep this in mind too. 2 things I found out about this Rebellion event. First off, of course, as you know before, not all stages happen to give you the bonus points at the start. But it doesn't interrupt getting the Imperial Mirrors or the extra round with the Tanuki, so that's a good thing. Thing I didn't know before, doesn't matter where you spend the stamina, spending stamina unlocks that bonus stage, so that even includes this dojo even though we're not getting extra events, points and stuff. But from what I can tell, the stamina cost is fairly low for a long time coming. Like, it didn't even increase from 1 until after stage 14. But now I'm getting like 5 stamina per run. And I have to keep track of that too because, again, you spend 100 stamina, you're going to end up unlocking that bonus thing. And there's no indication that it's been unlocked now. But as you can see, I set up my team like this. Now, 2 things you need to keep in mind. A girl that you're trying to go after in here, you're going to find her in every single fight. Period, point blank. So you will want at least one Wind character or somebody that can actually do some decent damage against Wind. So for that reason, do not bring a Fire character in here. Just do not. But also the enemy layout is random based on the stages you fight. Now, when you go back into that stage, you'll get the same layout, but when you go into their first time, it'll be different than the last one that you've cleared. So you're going to have to play at least once to know the enemy layout. It's the same as before. It's a 1-stage fight, just take them all out. It is not that hard on their much earlier parts. See, simple 2-shot, I'm done. And not all my characters are max stats either. But simply do that, you're good to go. Now, other interesting little updates they've done as well is this exchange medal thing. There's now a new girl at the exchange medal thing, but she takes a lot. 500 medals, in fact. And I have managed to get the this girl right here and godify her. Her leadership skill when she's godified, keep in mind, godified only, is just as good as Ayasu's. They'll both reduce 75% of the damage you take. Meaning you only take 25% damage on the first, before their first turns. So keep that in mind. That leadership skill is pretty good. I'm actually going to get this one because I haven't had her. So I now got another one to work on. But that's the main thing. It's like mainly gacha updates and whatnot. We're eventually going to get another storyline pretty soon. So stay updated on that one. But when it comes to this girl that's from the dojo, you're going to have to level her up and then eventually try to evolve her, or godify her, as they say. There's another one that actually had the same tactic too, who's from the 3rd Total War stage, I do believe. But as you can see, when you turn her to 5-star, that's when she starts getting really good stuff. She doesn't even get no decent attack skills until 4. But now she's got some decent moves when you sit up and do that. And interestingly enough, she gets a special ability at 5-star. I don't know if she happens to go to evolve 6-star, but she definitely goes godified. But anyways, that's all for now for this video. It's not really too much of a gameplay thing, it's more of an update. And during the rebellion event, you got 16 days to really run this thing, so just keep in mind. But that's all for now. I will see you guys next time, and there will definitely be more gameplay then, because I'm getting rather close to finishing off the hell modes for the first 4 girls storyline, so there you go on that one. And last thing I can really sit up and say about this game is the fact that they're starting to mash quite a few events together at once, but thankfully they all combine into one thing basically. Like this dojo, 2 weeks on it left, rebellion event about 2 weeks. You can do them both at the same time because stamina spent on the dojo helps for that rebellion. But anyways, that's all for now. You guys, take care.